And welcome to our week number 9 Twitch live stream. I know we're at a kind of different time today, but it was a campus-wide flex day, so I kind of had to change things up in between my things that I had to attend today. So hopefully some of you are able to join me. Looks like there's a few of you in here with me, and then the rest of you hopefully can watch it later as a recording. But I wanted to go over the materials from last week really quickly, talk about what we have going on this week, all our usual stuff. Of course, offer you your extra credit opportunity and then give you a few reminders. So let's go ahead and go over to Canvas together. And hard to believe, but we are past the halfway point of our class, right? We're right here in week number 9. So the first 8 weeks, the first half behind us, and now we're in week number 9. We're in October. Like it's just moving along, right? I forget where I was yesterday. Oh, we went to Walmart and there was Christmas everything. I was like, whoa, slow down. I'm not ready for December yet. But we are in week number 9. Just a few quick comments about last week before we move forward. Last week, right, we had our exam number 2. We had chapter 7 and discussion number 8. I'm seeing really, really wonderful scores out of all of you on the exams, which what that tells me is that a lot of you are studying and preparing, you're understanding the materials, things seem clear. I hope that is the case on your end. That's definitely how it looks for me on my end. The high score on the exam was 100, the low score was a 74. So not a huge range, but what that tells me again is a lot of you are prepared, motivated, studying, doing well, all those kind of things. Continue to use the exams as a learning opportunity. Vast majority of you, if not all of you, should be really happy with your scores on the exam. So pat yourself on the back, keep doing the same thing because it's clearly working for you. If you wish that you had done just a tiny bit better, if you're not doing the study guide, definitely do the study guide, maybe prepare a little bit more. But as I mentioned, a lot of you should be very, very happy. So with that, we move on to week number 9, which is our week that we're currently in. We have a lecture video, reading the chapter in the book. You have discussion number 9, a self-assessment, and then the recording and extra credit and all that kind of stuff as well. So let's go through all of that together. As always, you'll want to do those 3 things that you hopefully have been doing every week. Read the chapter in the book, read through the lecture, and watch the lecture video. And don't forget to click on all the links, explore everything that's in there. If we click on the lecture for chapter 10, as always, you'll see my 3 tabs. First page, objectives and summary. This one is an introduction to simple experiments. So we've talked a lot about like different variables and correlations and different types of validities and so on. Now we're going to look at the variables in an experiment. How do they support causal claims? A couple of different designs. So we'll look at independent groups and within groups. Some criteria for each of those, what the validities say about causal claims. So a couple of kind of basic things, and you can see this little chart here I think is going to be really helpful for independent versus within subjects designs. Don't forget the Beyond the Book page. This one's a little bit more about how to conduct an experiment, kind of the different steps that are involved if you were actually going to conduct an experiment and what that might look like. And then on the final page, the key terms that you need to know from this chapter for the exam. So make sure that you know anything on here for the next test. It's not for 4 weeks, but if you wanted to study a little bit at a time, that would be a good place to begin. So make sure you read through all of that or listen to my recording of it. Don't forget to also watch the lecture video where I'm lecturing to some PowerPoint slides. I think that hopefully these are kind of helpful for you. You might consider taking notes, definitely pay attention. And then, of course, like I mentioned a moment ago, don't forget to read the chapter in the book. When you're ready, discussion number 9, let's take a look at that together. As always, you have my instructions up here, followed by my video, followed by the prompt. So make sure that you watch the little video. I think that they're helpful for going through what to cover. Don't forget to be really detailed and elaborate in your responses, show off your knowledge and understanding. And also don't forget to reply to a classmate. There's still a couple of people who every week aren't doing that. Remember, those are kind of an easy 2 points. So you want to make sure that you do that every week. So the topic for this week is introducing simple experiments. With this discussion, you get a chance to play around with your own experimental design. I want you to come up with a topic that interests you. It does not have to specifically be related to psychology. Now, if you want it to be great, if you don't, that's totally fine. anything you want. And I want you to take that and design an experiment. After you've generated a clear idea and design, you're going to describe your experiment answering the following 7 questions. Number 1, what are you researching? In other words, what is your hypothesis? What do you want to know, right? What is it that you are investigating? Number 2, what's the independent variable and its levels? And what is the dependent variable and how is it being measured? Number 3, how are you going to select your participants? Describe your methods and procedures. Number 4, is your experiment independent groups or within groups design and explain? Is your experiment number 5 an pre-test, post-test design, post-test only, repeated measures, or concurrent measures? So we're kind of pulling in some things from the past plus the things from this week. Number 6, what are your control variables, or are there any confounding variables? And number 7, what else will you do to ensure internal validity? Think about things like covariance, temporal precedence, counterbalancing, and so on, just to kind of give you a little bit of guidance. But what you'll do here is come up with an idea of something that interests you. Then you're going to kind of describe it, define it, break it down into its variables. How would you select participants? Hopefully this is kind of fun and interesting to do because you can pick anything that you would want. And again, it does not have to specifically be psychology. So when you're ready, you'll hit reply. Don't forget to also reply to a classmate. So let's say you really love what Kirk had to say about like listening to music. You could kind of break down and respond here and break down and answer something that they mentioned. It's up to you. But don't forget to do that to get those 2 points. So that is your discussion for this week. Sorry, it always kicks me back there. Discussion number 9. You also have another self-assessment. You have a couple of these, 3 of them in total throughout the semester, always the week after an exam. So just a chance for me to check in with you and kind of have you consider your progress and approach to the class since your last self-assessment survey. So be honest with these. I'm not looking for anything in particular, just for you to reflect. It's worth 5 points, 5 questions. You have as much time as you need, and you get 5 points just for answering them. So make sure you take that little survey, kind of reflect on what you're doing. Is there anything that you want to change moving into this last half of the class, or are you pretty happy? And again, a lot of you at this point should be pretty happy with your score. I will, of course, post the recording of this in a little bit in case you're needing to watch it later, or maybe some of you watching it right now. And I'll give you some reminders right now and the extra credit. First reminder, we are 9 weeks in. Several of you have lost your subscription status. So if you could just double check that really quickly, that would be amazing. The next reminder, if you're looking ahead, let's take a look here. If you're going to next week, well, my calendar went to next year. I'm like, oh, let's jump way far ahead. Okay, so next week is the 15th. I'm going to put this here in the chat. Sorry. Not cooperating. Our next Twitch live stream will be on Wednesday, October 15th at 1 o'clock p.m. Okay, so back to our normal day and time, normal day today, but different time. So Wednesday next week at 1 o'clock, we will go over week number 10, stuff from this week, kind of reminders from next week and so on. The other thing for you, let me give you the extra credit question. And this is something that's kind of a very core topic for this week. So hopefully it's a nice opportunity to review. This is the week number 9 Twitch extra credit question. What is the difference between independent groups designs and within groups designs, and explain? Okay, so what is the difference between an independent group design and a within groups design, and explain? And when you're ready to answer that, you'll head over to week 9, click on optional, Twitch extra credit 9 right here, since we're in week 9. Up at the top, click on start assignment. And then this is where you will type, wow, your response. Hopefully you type better than I do. I can't talk and type. I've learned this about myself. And then when you're ready, you'll hit submit for your confetti burst. And then you get little pinwheels and flowers. Very nice. Very spring, even though we're in the middle of October here, or almost to the middle of October. But feel free to do this. Again, these are worth 2 points. Those points will add up, hopefully be really helpful for you. If you're watching this later as a recording, you can still earn those 2 points if you're subscribed on Twitch. That way I can monitor and follow your attendance. Otherwise, as usual, kind of short and sweet. I will hang out for a little bit if you have any questions for me. There aren't very many of you with me today. I know the change of time, maybe it helped a few of you, but might have made it hard for the rest of you. But I hope you all are doing well, having a wonderful week. Enjoy the slightly cooler weather. I saw we have even a chance of rain next week. Dare I hope that we get a little rain? That would be exciting. But I hope you're all doing well, and thank you so much for those of you who are able to join me or watch this later. I'm gonna minimize my video, but I will hang out for a little while if you do have any questions for me. Otherwise, I'm gonna put in here, thank you all, and have a wonderful week. Thank you as well. I appreciate those of you who were with me. I know, again, I know the timing was a little weird, but thank you so much for those of you who joined me or watch this later, and I will, yeah, I'll hope to see you all next week. And I am still here, as I mentioned. If any of you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat.